Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, March 12th. Some wild weather headed to the Mid-Atlantic region thanks to an intensifying and powerful storm system, along with its associated intense cold frontal system that'll sweep through the region later on tonight. Damaging wind gusts are indeed a possibility up and down the I-95 corridor, with wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour or so. Really two shots at some damaging wind gusts. One will be associated with a line of thunderstorms that will likely form this afternoon along the cold front. That line of thunderstorms can contain strong to even severe thunderstorm activity, and that should move into the I-95 corridor at the end of the afternoon or the early part of the evening. Then the frontal system moves through, temperatures plunge, and winds will howl late tonight. And again, there can be damaging wind gusts in the cold side of things behind the frontal system late tonight, up to 50 miles per hour or so out of the northwest. Strong winds will continue on Thursday as well, with gusts up to 40 miles per hour or so. And there will be temperatures held way down below normal levels for this time of the year on Thursday, with highs struggling to reach the freezing mark in D.C. and probably not even make it to the 30-degree mark in Philadelphia, held to the mid to upper 20s in New York City. It will be a one-day cold shot. We'll have a rapid rebound in temperatures on Friday and especially Saturday, only to turn colder again early next week, and there is the threat for some snow in the Sunday night, Monday time period. Well, let's take a look at the very latest surface weather pattern here this morning, with the isobars showing that the center of low pressure right now is in southwestern Ohio here, about a 992 millibar low, and this low will intensify over the next 12 hours or so as it gradually moves to the east-northeast right across the state of Pennsylvania in this fashion here. Pressures early tonight across Philadelphia and New York City will be some of the lowest pressure seen all year long, as this storm really intensifies to a powerful low pressure reading of perhaps around 2,900 inches by the end of the day, about 984 millibars by the end of the day. It'll intensify rapidly over the next 12 hours or so, again, as it crosses right over the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. This band of showers and thunderstorms right here is associated with the cold frontal system. This is the area we will watch over the next several hours to see if indeed some strong to severe thunderstorms form right along this frontal boundary zone later on this afternoon. I would not be surprised at all if NOAA puts out some tornado watches in the Mid-Atlantic region for the late afternoon, early evening hours, especially from the Pennsylvania-Maryland border on south and east. Places like the Delmarva Peninsula, extreme southeastern part of Pennsylvania, southern New Jersey could very well be put under tornado watches by the end of the day. Well, here's the very latest radar loop from the Penn State EWOL site of the northeastern part of the country. Here's that line of showers and thunderstorms just ahead of that cold frontal system right now, or right along that cold frontal system. A low pressure situated right around here right now in the southwestern part of Ohio. And that band on the last frame or two of showers and thunderstorms is associated with the frontal system right here. And again, we will be watching that particular line for development to strong to severe levels possible later on this afternoon. Snow already falling on the backside of this cold frontal system, and there will be heavy snow from upstate New York all the way across the interior sections of New England. And once you get away from the coast in New England, they will have an all-out blizzard with more than a foot of snow in many areas such as upstate Vermont, upstate New Hampshire, and virtually all of Maine outside of the coastal region will get more than a foot of snow. And the western part of New York State will get pounded as well with a foot or more of snow over the next 12 to 24 hours or so. Well, let's break down the system coming through later on today that again can cause some damaging wind gusts here in the I-95 corridor. There will be a changeover to snow showers later on tonight, especially from the Pennsylvania-Maryland border on north and east, and there can be some icy spots that develop, not necessarily because of the snow, but because of the rapid drop in temperatures to below freezing levels. Some residual water on the road surfaces could very well freeze quickly later on tonight. This is the very latest, the current 500 millibar analysis. And again, we talked yesterday about kind of the coming together of two different upper level troughs. Indeed, this will form this intensifying storm system today. Very healthy look to the upper level trough situation. It's associated with a powerful jet streak, and again, that will set the chain of events in motion that will rapidly intensify surface low pressure as it moves from the current location in southwestern Ohio to right across Pennsylvania towards New York City. Now, this track is of course not a good track for snow in the I-95 corridor. It's just too far to the north, especially for this time of the year. But the pressures will drop rapidly later on this afternoon to some values maybe not even seen all year long in Philadelphia and New York City, down close to 2,900 inches by the end of today, early tonight, about 984 millibars or so. Again, very healthy look to the upper part of the atmosphere. And here's the forecast map from last night's 0Z NAM model run for this evening, 12 hours later from what we just looked at for the upper levels. And again, a very deep trough here in the upper part of the atmosphere. It'll help to create very unstable conditions. And again, I believe it's possible NOAA will end up putting out tornado watches for parts of the Mid-Atlantic region for late this afternoon, early this evening, especially those areas just to the south and east of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border. Well, let's take a look at some forecast maps for the surface from last night's 0Z NAM model run. This is for early this afternoon, about 2 p.m. this afternoon. And again, that low pressure is moving towards Pennsylvania. Here it is at this time, just in the southwestern part of the state, on its way right across the southern part of Pennsylvania. Now, temperatures will spike ahead of the cold frontal system, especially in D.C. They may reach 70 degrees, perhaps well up into the 60s across southeastern part of Pennsylvania, the mid-50s in New York City. Spring-like warmth. You can see by this red line here, the warm air jumps all the way to the New York City region ahead of the cold front. And at this time, the cold frontal system is sweeping through the Ohio Valley. All of this on the northwest side of the low is heavy snow across northern Ohio and now moving into western New York State. Let's jump ahead 6 hours. And here's the forecast map for early this evening, about 8 o'clock this evening. 984 millibar depicted here by the 0Z NAM model run, sitting right on top of Philadelphia, the eastern part of Pennsylvania or so. That translates to 29.06 inches, a very impressive drop in pressures associated with this system as it crosses Pennsylvania later on today. Heaviest precipitation on its northwest flank, and again, all of this will be in the form of snow, heavy snow across western New York, northern half of Vermont, northern half of New Hampshire, and virtually all of the state of Maine once you get away from the coastal region, in store for a foot or more of snow over the next 12 to 24 hours or so, an all-out blizzard for the interior sections of New England. The forecast map for late tonight, about 2 o'clock in the morning. That low moves all the way to the New England coastline, just getting heavy snow at this time in interior New England, all the way back down to western New York State. Now, this is when the I-95 corridor from D.C. to New York City will be getting pummeled by howling northwest winds here, again gusting up to 50 miles per hour or so late tonight. Rain showers will have changed over to snow showers by this time, especially from the Pennsylvania-Maryland border on north and east. So again, there are two shots at damaging wind gusts in the I-95 corridor, one associated with the line of thunderstorms that should form along the cold frontal system, and that will affect the D.C., Philly metro regions between about 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. or so, and then a second shot at damaging wind gusts later on tonight after midnight hours all night long. We'll have howling northwest winds in the cold air mass behind the frontal system, and again, winds could gust up to 50 miles per hour or so late tonight. Last surface map I would like to look at is tomorrow morning, about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. That low continues to move fairly rapidly now just east of Maine, and it's dry now at this time across the I-95 corridor from New York down to D.C., but the big story by this time will be the very cold temperatures that plunge overnight. Some 50-degree plunge is possible with highs later on today as high as 70 degrees in D.C. and an outside chance of 70 degrees in Philly, and lows tomorrow morning near 20 degrees. Just an incredible drop in temperatures overnight. Winds will be screaming out of the north to northwest up to 40 or 50 mile per hour wind gusts late tonight and early tomorrow. And temperatures tomorrow will be way, way, way below normal for this time of the year. Again, held to 30 degrees or lower in much of the I-95 corridor. Well, the final map for this morning's video is a simulated radar map from a higher resolution NAM, North American Mesoscale model run from 0Z last night. This is the forecasted radar look for 7 p.m. this evening, and here's the line of strong to severe thunderstorms as depicted by last night's NAM model run for 7 p.m. this evening. D.C. just about getting hit at this time. Philadelphia in this region maybe an hour or two away. So again, this is where the NAM, a high-resolution NAM model run, depicts a line of strong to severe thunderstorms at the end of the day, about 7 p.m. this evening. So again, the biggest threat for this line of thunderstorms will occur in D.C. sometime between 5 and in D.C. and Philly, sometime between 5 and 9 p.m. A little less of a chance for severe weather to make it all the way up to the New York City region, but again, during the evening hours up there between 6 and midnight, they have a chance for a thunderstorm. All areas along the I-95 corridor will experience an absolute plunge in temperatures overnight, and all areas along the I-95 corridor have, unfortunately, a shot at some damaging wind gusts in the overnight hours. That's it for now. Stay tuned to the SIWeather.com for updates later on today. I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.